Hi, I'm Chris Pierson. I'm the CEO and founder of BlackCloak. I am privileged to be here today at RSA with Hazel Cerra, a 26-year veteran of the United States Secret Service, who's serving as BlackCloak's Director of Digital Security Convergence. Hazel, it is great. I'm surprised you're still standing with all the walking and moving around you've been doing at RSA this conference. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I mean, the show floor over there at Moscone is just popping. Interesting things being built, new technologies being brought to bear, so many different things. And you've been here, part of BlackCloak, for almost 2 months now. And wanted to talk a little bit about some of the new technologies that BlackCloak was releasing. One I actually know is kind of near and dear to your heart, as you unfortunately, right, have seen kind of the darker side of some of these different scams and schemes and tricks that are happening out there. BlackCloak announced today the resurgence of its deepfake impersonation protection feature within the broader BlackCloak system. So a way for BlackCloak members to be able to be connected to one another and know if it is them, but also on the family side. And I know when you were meeting with our team weeks ago on this, it really struck a nerve with you on the deepfake situation and the role AI is playing, and as it's talked about within the family household. Yeah, I'd love to know more on your perspective there.
Well, as if BlackCloak didn't do enough already. I mean, that feature is really exciting to me because I've dealt with so many families that have called and have been victimized because they thought that they were talking to a family member that was kidnapped. And it's really sad because they target the elderly. And I really don't have any patience for people that take advantage of others. And the fact that there is something out there that can protect families like that is really great because they're just so vulnerable these days. I mean, with AI and everything else going on today, that feature is going to help a lot of people stay safe and not be victimized.
We're really excited about it.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. That's really great.
It is, and we're seeing virtual kidnappings now with the voice impersonation back on the rise. It was actually a little known fact. The only time I've ever been in the Rolling Stone magazine was an interview on, because it's not going to be for any of my musical talents because I don't have any.
Me neither.
But it was around virtual kidnapping. So it was a story that was done, I think, in 2019, 2020 in Rolling Stone. So you'll have to check it out.
I will.
Yeah. Another technology that BlackCloak released here at RSA is around actually something that's even more near and dear to your heart because it really touches on the convergence of what information is out there about you and what information, the digital breadcrumbs that are left behind. And this is really our new feature just released on search suppression. And I know that you, right, coming from the Secret Service side, always careful about data brokers and different information there. But I mean, somehow the massive search engine just vacuum suck up more and more and more data. And BlackCloak has just released the ability to be able to suppress some of those items that are out there on Google and other search engines that are information about you. Talk to us a little bit about how cyber criminals, how people that want to go and do harm to others have been using those tidbits to go ahead and kind of take advantage of their victims.
No, it's just very simple. I mean, lots of times we put that information out there ourselves, so we're guilty of doing that. So we have to be more careful of what we share. But you can't control what other people are sharing about you. And it's so easy. Everything is really out there. So if you're a high value, high net worth individual, if you have money, criminals are going to try to find you. I mean, I always say, what's the point of robbing the bank when I could just rob somebody that has money? It's just so much easier today than it ever was before. So having the ability to reduce the amount of information that is out there with these tools is really a benefit for anyone that has our services because it's just so necessary right now.
We've seen, I'm sure you've seen in the past year or two, the increase in attacks on folks with cryptocurrency, either that or the heads of crypto firms. There were something like 15 or so in just Paris itself in the past year. Really, really insidious things, but once again, the information's out there.
Yeah, exactly. And and like I always say, like back, the bad guys, they rob banks. Why? because that's where the money is, right? That's where the money is. And we always say that it's the dumb people that rob banks these days, because you don't need to. You could be doing it in your living room. There's really no sense for it. So you have to make sure that you safeguard that information, and your identity is really important for that.
Yeah, super excited about the ability to further mitigate those digital breadcrumbs. A third area that we've, coming out this spring with the full features, travel advisory. The ability to actually say, hey, I am traveling to France, I'm traveling to the Netherlands, traveling to Brazil, and to get right within the app at the click of a button, a travel advisory around your location, the crime, different things that are spotted, the embassy's numbers, emergency numbers, all the rest. You're a global traveler. 26 years in the Secret Service, you followed around how many vice presidents, presidents, and other foreign dignitaries, providing them with great, amazing peace of mind. As BlackCloak brings out this service and adds this into our portfolio for chief security officers, for chief information security officers, how should those individuals be thinking about this and deploying this for those executives within their organizations?
Well, I think that's very valuable information, because anytime that you leave our country and go somewhere else, you don't know what's happening over there. And I know that as a Secret Service agent, we were always briefed. And I take that for granted now, because I don't have that information when I travel somewhere. But it was so valuable and so necessary, because every country has different types of rules. There's different types of crimes that are trending. And you really have to be careful as a high net worth, high value individual when you're going to these places, because you may think that nobody knows you, but they do. They know exactly who you are. So having that information available just from the BlackCloak app is indispensable, because it's just right there. You don't have to worry about, calling someone or reading a long, lengthy report. It's just right there for you. And especially if you're traveling from one place to the other, I think that's really amazing too, because it's hard to get all that information last minute. So the fact that they could have it right there, it's accessible. It's just reliable, and that's what that's what you need to do to protect people.
Yeah, if I see another 50-page report on a travel site, nobody reads these.
Nobody reads it. We joke about that all the time. Nobody reads this stuff.
Yeah, really have to make sure it's actionable.
You do.
Make sure it's actionable. Well, listen, Hazel, it has been absolutely fabulous having you here at BlackCloak. Absolutely fabulous, seeing all the different folks that you're talking to and meeting this week, especially at RSA and in other conferences. I know you're headed off to ISC West as well.
Yes,
so there's no rest for the weary here.
No, I love it.
Really wanted to thank you.
Thank you.
For folks that are out there that are wanting more information on digital executive protection, especially that convergence between cybersecurity and physical security, I hope that you'll reach out. I hope that you'll talk to Hazel Cerra, former United States Secret Service agent of 26 years, who is the Director of Digital Security Convergence here at BlackCloak.